alright yet, but I know some of you might watch this in the future on my channel homepage. So what we're doing right now, we're just hand sanding my pick-handled knife. If you haven't seen that, recommend you check it out. Pretty cool. Here's a handle. Just a regular blade, 5160. Gonna do probably an hour of hand sanding on this. Get all the little ripples out. Yeah, so I was inspired to do this by Ian Forge. He always has live streams, which I suppose would be great if you were like a big channel. However, I only have like 1,000 subscribers, so let's see if we can get anyone to join though. I'm sure someone will join, at least one person. Just scrubbing with this sandpaper right now. It's called scrubbing for obvious reasons. And then we will just do pulling later, which is just set it down, pull it off, set it down, pull it off. So you don't have weird curly cues or anything in there. So I tried using WD-40. It's holding up my phone right now. I don't really like that. It stinks after you hand sand with it. So I'm just going to use my Tap Magic. Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it's cutting oil, and I think it actually makes sandpaper cut better. And it's probably not great to get in your lungs, to be honest, but it definitely smells better than WD-40. Yeah, there's just this one pesky scratch mark where the belt was. And I want this to be like the most perfect knife I've ever made. This one's for myself. Oh, hi, welcome. This knife is for myself. So hopefully I can make it as perfect as possible so that, yeah, I just want to make it really good so that it's not so I don't look at it and think, oh, I should have done this, I should have done this. I just want it to be, you know, like pretty good. I should have taped off my bolster because I just scratched that, which really sucks. So we just hit 4 minutes a little bit ago. Had one guy join for a second and then left. 0 likes. It's my first live stream. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So every once in a while, as you can see, this sandpaper doesn't get clogged very easily. Like this is pretty good sandpaper in my opinion. Oh, welcome. So I'm just gonna wipe this off now because I like to see the progress that I've made. And yeah, it's definitely looking a lot better. As you can see here, there are still some, you can see here there's still some waves in that blade. So I'm gonna be focusing up here just to try and get those waves out of there. Okay, another guy just joined and left. Don't know if that's a regular occurrence or not. Someone else just joined. That's great. Welcome to my live stream. This is my first ever live stream. I'm making a knife right now. This is just kind of the boring part where I'll talk to my subscribers. Basically, I'm hand sanding this knife to make it look better so it doesn't have any annoying scratches in it. Just put some more Tap Magic on there to make this sandpaper cut better. Again, I don't really know if that's what makes the sandpaper cut so well, but I feel like Tap Magic really helps. So I'm sanding with 320 grit right now, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, 320. I'll stay at this for a while until I get basically 99% of the scratches out of there, and then I'll go back with some 600. I know it's pretty high, but I don't actually have anything in between. I used all that up. So I'm gonna go back with some 600 grit later. It'll take longer, obviously, to get the 320 grit scratches out, but I don't have an option because I don't have any other sandpaper. Definitely should get some. All right, we have 2 viewers now. First ever live stream. That's pretty good. We just hit 7 minutes. So I'm using this plastic tube. I actually store my little whetstones in it. Here, let me grab one. I store these little whetstones in it that go in my triangle sharpener, Spyderco triangle sharpener. You can see it back there. So basically these go in here to protect them, but instead of using that to store those, I'm just wrapping sandpaper around it, because this bolster here, there's a rounded corner, and that fits up really nice into that corner, and then yeah, just fits really nice up there. Where'd my sandpaper go? How did I? Okay. Yeah, and then this also has a little bit of flex. It's pretty rigid, but it has a little bit of flex, which is great. Just for rounding out any weird edges. And then I can also rotate it like this or this to get a sharper part of my sandpaper. All right, we got another person. Oh, down to 0. Down to 0 people. That's fine. That's fine. No one has used the chat yet. Gotten 0 likes. So sad. All right, we're getting pretty dry here, so I'm gonna add some more oil there. Another thing I was thinking is, I don't know if this is true either, but I get this like black slurry of metal shavings on top of the knife, and I'm already sanding it, and I was kind of wondering if those shavings also act as a polishing grit, because this is 320 grit sandpaper, but I've noticed if I sand dry, the grit looks like the finish on the knife looks not as good. So I don't know if this slurry on the surface of the knife is actually polishing that as well or not. But I think it is. It makes sense to me that it would. Yeah, I'm just really trying to make this be basically the perfect knife for me. I really like this style of knife, and yeah, I just want to get all the scratches out of it so that I don't look at that and think, oh, I really wish I had done the last 10% of the work on there and made it look nice. But I think it looks really nice. I definitely should have taped off that bolster because I scratched the heck out of it when I slipped with the sandpaper. However, I can always go back later and clean that up. It's just gonna really be a pain. Then I gotta not scratch the knife while I'm going back on bolster with the grit. All right, we got another viewer. That's great. Hi, this is my first ever live stream. I'm working on a knife right now. I don't know if the viewers who are watching right now are bots, because I've had like probably 10 so far that have just been on for like 2 seconds and then swiped. I'm not really familiar with the live stream like platform on YouTube, so it could just be people could swipe through live streams. Yep, and there they're gone. Hey, I mean, I might as well do something productive. Like, I'm just sitting here hand sanding. I might as well have a live stream going because why not? Got nothing else. Unless I was playing like a Jesse Who video or a unicorn video or something. Okay, we're at 11 minutes and 40 seconds right now. Yeah, sorry, got something in my throat. So I'm gonna focus up here, just trying to get that last little wave out. It's really a pain in the butt. And I don't know if I can get it out or if it's just gonna stay there, which would really suck. However, I'm gonna give it an effort. So I like to wipe the same way that I hand sand. I like to wipe towards and away from myself. Because if I wipe sideways, then all the oil that I'm using to hand sand this will fill those cracks or those little scratches in, and it'll make it harder for me to see. So based off the lighting that I have, the first 3 inches of the blade looks great. The last ½ inch looks like it could use some work. A few scratches up there at the tip. It's a pain to get at. I have one scratch right in there. It's kind of deep, and then a little wave right above it. And then I have a wave on this side as well. So I'm just gonna try and get those out, and then let's check out the other side here. Well, I can actually flip my camera. Let me try that real quick. Ooh, technologia. Okay. 2 big waves right there. Those are really deep. I can feel them with my finger. And one pretty deep one right here that's pretty narrow. So that sucks. I think I'm gonna start working on that side, just because there's more work to do there. Okay. No, my epoxy leaked all over. That sucks. Okay, gonna throw some Tap Magic on this. Just hit 14 minutes of stream, and my sandpaper is getting pretty worn out. I'm gonna try and wipe it off and see if the grit's